Who's actually going to get the most out of a dedicated outdoor sound system, and who should just stick with a portable Bluetooth speaker? Is the price of the Sonos Outdoor by Sonance with its built-in amp justified for someone who only hosts a few backyard barbecues a year, or does it finally make sense for the family that spends every weekend on the patio? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Those are the questions that keep most of us up at night before we click add to cart, because the wrong choice can leave you with a pricey box of hardware that never gets used. I've been watching the outdoor audio market for a while, and the biggest mistake I see people make is treating indoor speakers like a plug-and-play solution for the garden. Weather, placement, and how you actually listen matter far more than the headline wattage. The Sonos Outdoor system tries to solve those pain points with a pair of weather-sealed speakers that come already matched to a dedicated Sonos amp, plus the familiar Sonos app and AirPlay 2 integration. On paper it looks solid, but the real test is how it fits into a typical weekend routine. Let's start with the kind of setup most people have. Imagine you have a patio that's about 12 by 15 feet, a couple of lounge chairs, and you like to stream music from your phone while the kids are playing. You'll probably want a speaker that can blast a little louder than a kitchen radio without drowning out conversation, and you'll need something that can survive a summer rainstorm. The Sonos Outdoor speakers are engineered for that environment. They're sealed against moisture and UV exposure, and the amp does the heavy lifting with an internal EQ that's tuned for open-air acoustics. In practice, that means you can set the volume to a lively 70 dB and still hear the bass without it turning into a muddy thump, something many patio speakers struggle with. One of the biggest strengths is the integration with the Sonos ecosystem. If you already have a Sonos home theater or a few smart speakers inside, adding the outdoor pair feels like an extension rather than a brand new platform. The Sonos app lets you group the patio speakers with your living room ones, so you can have a single playlist flowing from inside to outside as you move around the house. The same works with Apple AirPlay 2. Just swipe to the speaker from an iPhone, and you're streaming. For voice control, any Alexa or Google Assistant-enabled device on your network can command the amp, which is handy if you're grilling and your hands are covered in sauce. Now, let's talk about the practical weaknesses. First, the amp requires a wired power source, which means you need an outdoor-rated outlet nearby or you have to run an extension cord that's safely rated for outdoor use. That's not a huge deal if you're building a new deck with power already in place, but for renters or people with a concrete patio that only has a single wall outlet, it can become a deterrent. Second, the system is designed around the Sonos software, so you won't get a traditional Bluetooth pairing button. If you're used to just tossing a phone on a speaker and hitting play, you'll have to adapt to the app or AirPlay workflow. That learning curve is minor for tech-savvy households, but it does add friction for guests who are less familiar with smart home controls. Another hidden trade-off is the lack of a dedicated line-level input for high-fidelity sources like a turntable. The amp does have an RCA line-in, which works fine for a basic CD player or a streaming device, but it isn't a phono-level input. If you're the type who wants to spin vinyl on the patio, you'll need an external phono preamp before the signal hits the amp. It's a small extra cost, but it's something to consider if high-end audio is part of your outdoor vibe. So, who should press buy on this? If you already own a Sonos system and want a seamless expansion to the outdoors, you're a perfect fit. The value really comes from the ecosystem lockstep. You get a pair of speakers that already know how to talk to your existing devices, and you can control everything from one place. It's also ideal for homeowners who plan to use the patio as an extension of their living space. Think dinner parties, summer movie nights with the TV connected via HDMI ARC, and regular music streaming. The amp's HDMI ARC input means you can hook a TV or even a streaming stick directly to the outdoor speakers, turning your patio into a legit outdoor cinema without extra receivers. On the other side, if you're a casual user who only fires up a Bluetooth speaker once a month, you might be better off with a cheaper, truly portable option. The upfront cost of the Sonos Outdoor system is significantly higher than a standard Bluetooth or even Wi-Fi speaker, and you'll also be paying for the installation effort. Likewise, renters who can't run power cords or don't